Yesterday I was in a very remote village around 1600 kilometers from Delhi, a remote tribal village called Putal Bhupati, very close to Warangal. A village has about 102 households, just 102 households. Out of 102 households, about 73 families, tribal families, have ownership over property which so-called falls under the revenue department jurisdiction, it's a revenue land. And the rest of the families are cultivating in the forest land, so it falls under a different department jurisdiction. This village, until yesterday, never ever in independent India could get any crop loan from the bank. Never, not even once. And they always need to depend on a local money lender with an interest rate ranging from 34% to 76%. This village never got any crop insurance. They never got any crop damages from the government. They never got any benefit as a farmer cultivating that piece of land. There are 10,859 revenue villages in Telangana, and the story is what Putal Bhupati is showing. All the land records are there online, but whose names are there in the record? Not even a single person who is cultivating the land. His father, grandfather or great-grandfather whose name is in the record. If your data entry person, whether it's a revenue officer or somebody is doing that, if that person is not correctly entering the data or the field reflection is not coming into the system, then this whole thing is problematic. So the point I'm trying to make, number one, it is important that you get the correct data into the system, whatever technology you use. To get the correct data, not necessarily that you need to have the regular department doing all that. That part can be decentralized involving the local youth. It doesn't take much time. Number three, in India, we used to have this system annual inspection called Jamabandi. Every year, the land administration officer goes to village, verifies every record. If you can do that with the community participation, at least one time if you do it, a matter of 2 months to 6 months, you will at least get a more accurate picture. In this particular village, with this kind of initiative, 73 families have received Patta, land records corrected. Out of 73, 52 families for the first time in independent India got loan from the bank. 20 lakh loan is granted by the local bank. If this has to happen, believe in community, believe in local youth power, and they can contribute in a big way to improve your technology and make your technology work properly. Telangana Chief Minister has announced 4,000 rupees per crop input subsidy to the landowners. That means if I have 1 acre of land in a year, I will get about 8,000 rupees as an input subsidy from the government, starting from next year. Unfortunately, there are 55 lakh owners, at least as per the records. Government very recently got a survey done by the Agriculture Department to know who is cultivating the land. The survey suggested out of 55 lakh landowners, only 20 lakh landowners are coming in the list. The rest of them are not coming into the eligibility list. Very simple reason, I am a cultivator, I am an owner, but my name is missing in the record. If my name is missing in the record, I will not get the money. One, that eligible person will not get the money. Second, who will get that money? A person who might have sold away that property 20-30 years back, maybe sitting in Washington DC, Delhi or Hyderabad somewhere, in his bank account he will get that 8,000 rupees money. And the burden on the state is 12,000 crores per annum. And estimation is that out of 12,000 crores, 6,000 crores will go to wrong persons and eligible people will not get it. 66% of court cases, civil court cases are land cases. More than 60% of crime as per National Crime Record Bureau is again land related crime. Land litigants spend about 50,000 crore rupees every year in India only to attend courts, only the travel cost and food cost, not including the court cost. There is a 1.3% of GDP loss because of bad land records and land litigation. It is important that we correct the records. It is important that we improve our governance. I definitely believe that these kind of technologies will play a really, really great role. If this technology is coupled with people's power, definitely we can make miracles. India can progress in a very, very big way. Today what is happening in most of the digitalization processes, you create something by maps or by desk work, and towards the end we go to the owner and says this is what map, whether it's correct or not. Instead of doing that, you do reverse. Start from there on the ground, and from whatever is the ground reality, try to find a technology solution. That can happen anywhere. We are only talking about owner as an individual. Second, where we're talking about a collective community participation. To the extent possible, having that collective gathering, feeding into the information, so that you're cross-checking that information at the grassroots itself. In AP and Telangana, both the states, entire Forest Rights Act implementation is using GPS, and GPS is held by a local community. We call them as a social mobilizer. They have handled a GPS, 1,83,000 pattas for a titles granted to tribals, and every title has the map generated by the social mobilizer who got learning on the GPS technology. Two, three important things need to be done simultaneously to improve the land record system. Number one, we need to really address our land laws. They are all outdated, and again there are so many land legislation in every state. We need to bring all that into single legislation. Second thing, every state has a different survey and settlement acts, which talks about a different process and different technologies. All of them are very old legislations. Unless you change your survey settlement act, these technological solutions cannot be brought in. Third, all our Record of Rights Act all talks about manual record. They don't talk about technology record. When you go for a mass cleaning of the record, there will be huge disputes. So what we can do, two ways to do it. One, that you settle most of the dispute at a village level by organizing village meeting, gram sabhas or village courts. There is another method on a long term. Bihar has done a fantastic work on that. They brought a beautiful legislation called Bihar Land Dispute Resolution Act and a Land Tribunal Act. That means now there is a clarity if there is a dispute where I should go, and there is a time limit. At a state level there is a tribunal, so cases are not going to high court. That means you are cutting down a time. It is a systematic exercise. And finally, building a cadre of paralegals, taking a barefoot lawyers you call, or your community lawyers or paralegals. At least you have one per tehsil, 15-20 villages, you will have one per person. On a long-term basis, this person will be able to help the rural poor in getting the solutions. And in fact, and a quick number from AP and Telangana together, almost 12 lakh people got benefited by the paralegal program of AP. So the message I am trying to give, it is a comprehensive solution. It is not just one thing that I clear this record that the solution is achieved.